So, you're an internationally trained nurse, and you're dreaming about building a career in Europe? Well, you've come to the right place. Today, we're going to break down the exact path to make that happen, and believe it or not, it all starts on the beautiful island of Malta. Let's dive in.
Just take a look at this. For so many nurses, this isn't just a pretty picture. It's the very gateway to a whole new life, a whole new career. We're going to walk you through exactly how you can get from where you are now to right here, step by step.
Okay, so first things first. Out of all the places in the European Union, why Malta? What makes this little Mediterranean island such a hot spot and a really smart starting point for international nurses?
And this, right here, is why Malta is such a game changer. The registration process is way more straightforward than in other places. And get this, once you're registered as a nurse there, that registration is recognized across the entire EU. The big one for a lot of people, though, is the UK pathway. After just 1 year in Malta, you could be eligible for UK registration, often without having to do another English test. Plus, everyone speaks English, and the work-life balance is fantastic. It's a pretty amazing package.
Now, the key that unlocks all of these amazing opportunities is something called a bridging course, or sometimes it's called an adaptation course. So let's get into what that actually means.
In a nutshell, the European Union has its own very specific standards for how nurses need to be trained. A bridging course is built to, well, bridge the gap between the education you got in your home country and what the EU requires. The important thing to remember is you're not redoing your nursing degree. You're just aligning what you already know with the European standards.
So let's say you go through one of these programs. You put in the time, you do the work. What's the big prize at the end? What's the point of it all?
And boom, there it is. This is the whole goal. Finishing this course is what officially makes you eligible to register with the Nursing Council. It is the single most critical step to becoming a practicing nurse in Malta, which then opens up the rest of the EU. All right, so we know what a bridging course is, we know why it's so important. Now for the fun part. Let's look at the actual programs you can choose from in Malta.
This little chart breaks down your main choices really nicely. You've got everything from the duration to the tuition fees. And that MQF level? Don't get too hung up on it. It's basically just Malta's way of ranking the academic level. As you can see, the University of Malta offers the shortest course at 4 months, while others are a bit longer. The fees are all in a pretty similar ballpark, so your decision might just come down to how long you want to study.
And just so you can get a feel for the places, here's a quick look at 2 of the big players. On the left, that's the beautiful, historic University of Malta. And on the right, you've got the more modern campus of MCAST. Both are great options, so you can start to imagine yourself studying at either one.
So what do you actually need to get into one of these programs? Well, it really boils down to 3 core things. First, obviously, your nursing diploma. Second, your transcript needs to show you've done the required number of theory and clinical hours. The magic number is usually a total of 4,600 hours. And third, you've got to prove your English skills with a test like the IELTS or OET. Okay, let's pause here because this is a really important question. It's a roadblock for a lot of people. What on earth do you do if you are a fully qualified nurse, but your school's curriculum just didn't add up to that specific 4,600-hour total? Thankfully, there's a solution. Idea College actually has a program designed for this exact situation. It's a longer, 1-year course, and its whole purpose is to help you make up those missing hours and get you ready for registration. Okay, everybody, listen up because this is probably the most important warning I'm going to give you. You might see something called a BSc Nursing Top-Up Program. It is absolutely vital that you understand this is not a bridging course, and it will not get you registered to work as a nurse. Let me be crystal clear here. A top-up program is purely an academic upgrade. It takes your diploma and turns it into a bachelor's degree, which is great, but it does not meet the Nursing Council's requirements for practice. You would still have to do one of those bridging courses we talked about after you finish the top-up degree. Please don't mix them up. Okay, you did it. You finished your bridging course. That is awesome. Now you're on the final stretch, actually applying to the Malta Nursing Council. Let's walk through what that looks like. The whole process is broken down into these 5 steps. First, you get all your paperwork in order. Then you apply online. After that, the council goes over everything. If it all looks good, they'll call you in for a face-to-face interview to check your language and professional skills. You pass that, and you get a 2-year temporary registration. You're in. Now here is a golden nugget of information, and this is straight from the Council's own guidelines. If you're missing any document, your application gets rejected, with one exception. the PSV, or Primary Source Verification. This is huge. It means you can get your main application in while you're still waiting for that PSV report, which can sometimes take a while.
And that, of course, leads to the next logical question. What in the world is a PSV, and how do you even get one?
It sounds super technical, but PSV is actually a pretty simple idea. It's just a process where an independent company checks with your school to make sure your nursing diploma and transcripts are real. The steps are easy. You pick a company, upload your documents, pay their fee, and they handle the rest. They'll send you an official report, which you then just forward to the nursing council.
And the best part is, you don't have to go digging around the internet for a trustworthy company. The council actually recommends a few of them, like ECFMG and CGFNS, which you may have even heard of before if you've looked into working abroad.
So there you have it. We've covered the why, the what, and the how. You've seen the opportunities, the different paths, and the exact steps you need to take. Really, the only question left is the one right there on your screen. Is this for you?
I really hope this breakdown has helped make the path to your future in Malta a lot clearer. Thanks so much for joining me.